Today, in the Stone-Fisted Prop Shop, part 3 of the Mandalorian Armor making series, we're getting dirty. Okay, so this is part 3 in the armor making series here on Stone-Fisted Props. So far, we've tackled the creation of the armor from start to finish, the molding of the plates, and the painting of the armor. We also did some light battle damage. Well, maybe not too light, but you know how I like battle damage. So, if you haven't watched part 1 or part 2, I suggest that you stop the video right now, head back, watch those 2 videos, and then come back to this. Also, make sure you stay to the end of the video because I'm going to let you know how you can win this set of armor. That's the giveaway for our 100 subscribers. Also, if you're new to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button below and leave a comment, leave a thumbs up. I'd like to hear from you. Let me know what you'd like to know or see in a future video. So without further ado, let's jump on in. Okay, so what we're gonna need is acrylic paint. I have black here. I have some brown acrylic. I have some water. I have this in a little squeeze bottle. You can get a pack of these. I think it comes 4 or 5 in a pack. I got these for about $2 at I believe it was either Hobby Lobby or Michael's. You're also going to need some graphite powder. This is artist graphite powder. You can get this at an art supply store. If you don't have this, in a minute I'm going to show you how you can make your own. You're also going to need some brushes. I have a regular brush here, a chip brush, old chip brush. I've got a sponge brush here. I like to use some cleaning brushes here and a wire brush. This is going to come in handy when we do our micro scratches. I'm also going to be using a stipple sponge. You can get this at a makeup supply store. It's basically a really coarse, like open sponge type thing. I cut these from a larger sheet. You're also going to need something to pour your paints into or mix them. You don't have to have it, but you know, it's good to have. And some paper towels. I also have down some paper, as you can see, to protect my surface. You can use newspaper. I buy this paper in the painting section at Home Depot in a roll. It looks like this. Comes in a roll, and I use this. It's thin. I used to use the thicker one, contractor grade, to do my patterns, but I do my patterns out of other things now, which I'll show you in a later episode. Alright, so let me clear this up, and then we're going to jump in to actually painting. Okay, so now we're back. I've got my black paint, brown paint, and some water in these two. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, first, I'm going to dip my brush into the water. I'm going to very lightly get some black and make a watery wash over here, okay? And I'm going to add a little bit of the brown, just and a little bit of the black. Alright, what I want is like a muddy consistency. And I'm just going to literally paint it across the entire plate, haphazardly. There's no rhyme or reason to the way you paint it on. This is acrylic based paint, so you want to make sure it's not too thick, even though you can wipe it off. But what you want to do is you want to concentrate on these silverish areas that are three-dimensional from what we did when we pulled apart the masking fluid. So I'm gonna lay this on here, and I want to be sporadic. You're gonna get a little dirty, you know. Get some more water on the brush, get some brown, and just start mixing it around. Get some more water. You want to get it in there good. I want to get a little darker in here. And basically you want to coat up everything. So as you can see, I am just putting this on. Let me get some brown in here this time. You know, get some brown in there. And get some more of that black. Darken it up. This one's more like mud. So I need some more black. And take your time when you're doing your dirt and your grime. And just, this is the stage that is going to help sell and help solidify and tie everything in to your kit. Now, granted, we just did all of this wiping, but the majority of this is going to get wiped away. So we're going to take our paper towels and we're going to clump them into a little clump. What I like to do is, we started this, I've been talking, it's maybe been about a minute or two, but as you can see, it's starting to dry, and you can start to see that you're getting these white pools where the paint is pulling away from itself. That's the stage you want to go in now and lightly start blotting the armor. Okay, and then what I like to do is I like to take it, and you're going to take some of it off. You want to leave a lot of it though inside of these pieces here. And like I said, you're going to blot. And blotting it is going to allow it to be random. Okay? And you may do several passes of this. You're going to do this until you get an effect that you like. Now, keep in mind, this technique darkens your colors, light colors. Okay? This darkens your light colors. So, keep that in mind. Be wary of that. So you may have started out with a bright yellow or orange or green or blue or red. And this is going to mute it back a little bit. So always remember that. If you put paint on and maybe you're thinking, oh, that's too bright. Oh, why did I do that? Just think that when you get to this stage, you're not going to have that problem. Okay. Same thing with this. And by now, my paper towel is good and dirty with different colors, so I can rub this on and smear it. Okay, now we're going to let this dry a bit. I'm going to, for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to cut it until it's dry, and then we'll come right back. Okay, while this is drying, I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to show you guys how you can make your own graphite powder. And I'm going to show you that right now. Just move some of these out of the way. Okay, what you're going to need for this is some very coarse sandpaper and a pencil. That's it. Get yourself something that you can put it into. I use these little cups. And all you're going to do is scrape it off. Right in. And you'll have graphite dust. Okay? I'm going to be using the Artist's Graphite because I like it. So, without further ado, I'll show you that. It's a very fine charcoal. So I'm going to put a little bit in there. A little bit goes a long way. And this bottle, if I remember correctly, was $4. And this is General's Graphite, pure powdered artist quality. Okay? So, that's going to be our next step in a minute. So I'm going to put that to the side. Let's get our plates back. Episode, I put some scratches into this. I'm going to do it again and add some more before we add the graphite powder. But just so you can see, this is it drying and pooling. Okay. And now I'm going to do a little wipe. And it stayed inside the scratches that are in there. Okay. And then we're going to go in and put some more in here in a minute. And again, on that orange, leave some of it, like, you know, wouldn't be too dirty, and be random. Again, the collar, high spots. And leave some on there. Okay. Alright, so now we've got that. Now I'm going to take wire brush and I'm going to make some scuffs. Not too deep, just random scuffs. Micro scratches. This adds layer and depth to your part. And mine is kind of been pushed down a lot, so this is also going to help you if you didn't get all of your masking fluid off. This will find it and it'll start peeling it off, which is a good thing because it's going to reveal fresh silver. And you technically want to go over as much as you can. Alright, so now you have micro scratches. Now I'm going to take the graphite. I'm going to take a little bit of water. I'm going to put that in the paint pot here. And I'm going to take as much of this off as I can. Could always use another brush, but as a matter of fact, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use another brush. I'm going to take this brush here, take a little bit of water. I'm going to go over some of these spots. I'm going to take the graphite. I'm going to put them in here. And I'm going to paint with it. Yes, I am painting with graphite. Now, another way you could do this to make it thick is you can use Aquanet hairspray. I want to get this, a lot of it, inside here to chunk up. Okay. You're going to take your paper towel once again, and very lightly go over it and buff it out. this is going to give your armor some other dimension around the areas that you're going for. Then what I like to do is take a little bit of the black, go back in, and stipple. Now if you find that it's too much, take some water, put it on your rag, on your paper towel, and you find the spots that you don't want it there, and you go back over. Okay, and now you have a weathered plate. I'm going to do that to the rest, and then I'll be back. Okay, so now that we have a lot of the dirt in here, okay, and the graphite powder is going, the more it dries, the more powdery it's going to get. Now we are going to clear coat this later, but before we do that, I want to pick up on some of the highlights. So we're going to take a little bit of silver acrylic paint. You can do this with Rub and Buff. You can do this with a brand new silver Sharpie as well. I'm going to do this with some silver paint, some metallic. So this is very light, and this is going to be your last stage because you want to show some exposed metal. And you have the deeper metal, and then, so like I said, it doesn't have to be a lot. It's going to be very little. You could actually dry brush this if you wanted to, but I put too much on there, so I'm going to rub it off. Very hard to see in this lighting, but you just want some bright silver on top. So I'm going to do that in several other spots, and we'll be back. Okay, well, we're done. Now the next thing we're going to do is we want to at least give this 24 hours to dry. You could use a hairdryer if you're in a rush, but try not to skip this step. Give it time to dry because we used water, and we don't want to put our clear coat on while this has any type of moisture. So you want everything to dry. It also gives you enough time to look at it and buff out anything with a paper towel that might be a little bit too heavy for you. You can buff that out. Now in this step, I didn't use an airbrush. I would go in and add some more blaster marks with an airbrush. But I wanted to keep this a little bit simple because I know not a lot of people have access currently to an airbrush. I do highly recommend, if you're getting into prop making and armor making, that you do pick one up. They are amazing tools to add to your tool set, and you can get a lot of great results with an airbrush. So I'm going to let this dry, then I'm going to clear coat it, and we're going to call this armor finished. Okay? All right. So now that wraps up part 3 of the Mandalorian Armor making series. I hope you enjoyed this video as we stepped through templating, cutting our plates, shaping our plates, and added some battle damage. We painted our plates, and we just weathered them. Now, as I promised for my 100 subscriber mark, which I just hit, I've got a giveaway just for you guys. And that giveaway is the armor we made on the channel. That's right. This set of Mandalorian torso armor can be yours. It's free to enter, and here's what you need to do to win this set of armor. Number 1, you need to be a subscriber of the channel. Number 2, you need to like this video. Hit that thumbs up. Number 3, leave a comment in the video in the comment section. Also, the 4th thing you need to do is you need to share this video on Facebook or Twitter. That's it. 4 things. Like, comment, be a subscriber, and share the video. Okay? The winner will be chosen at random this Friday, July 28th, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, so good luck. And again, this is Ned for Stone Fisted Productions in the Stone Fisted Prop Shop. And we just made some Mando armor. It could be yours.